Time to Talk Tuesday, where your local realtor, Antonio Newton, discusses the local market and common issues, providing quick solutions, creative ideas, as well as tips for investors, home buyers, and homeowners.
Hi, my name is Antonio Newton, your local realtor with the Newton Group at Coldwell Banker, and I'd like to extend you a warm welcome and thank you for watching today's episode of Time to Talk Tuesday. Today's episode, we're discussing frequently asked questions by home buyers. The home buying process can be stressful and overwhelming at times. You're dealing with a lot of moving parts in terms of a real estate agent, a lender, an appraiser, a home inspector, and there's a lot going on in terms of managing that transaction as well as your normal life. And so oftentimes, people are timid and have questions, even before they get in the market. So that's what this video is for. If you're thinking about getting in the marketplace and you don't want to contact a real estate agent or a salesperson, and the internet does have a lot of good information, but you want something that's local. You want something from someone who knows the ins and outs in your marketplace. And so here it is. Frequently asked questions by home buyers. Before we get into today's episode, I'd like to take a minute and thank our sponsors for today's Time to Talk Tuesday episode. So thank you very much, Northeast Columbia HomeShow.com, as well as Better Way Properties for your sponsorship. And don't forget that you can catch all of our video content, Time to Talk Tuesday episodes, our monthly market stats, our after coffee interview series, as well as Home of the Day and other Facebook Live content on our Facebook page, which is Antonio Newton Realtor, but also on our YouTube page, which is Antonio Newton Realtor. So make sure you go there, like the videos, give us any kind of comment or feedback, if you like it, if you hate it. And if you think someone can benefit from it, feel free to tag them in it. Feel free to share. We create these videos for the public, for you to have access to information from a local professional that has the boots on the ground, that's going through the rigmarole of the real estate world. So we want you to share this information. It's for you. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so that way you get notified every time we drop new video content. So let's jump right in. FAQ for home buyers. One of the first questions I get is, how do I start the home buying process? What's the first step? And while it is a pre-approval, but even before that, I feel you need to be committed to the decision to buy a home. Because oftentimes there may be some challenges, whether it's increasing your credit score, whether it's saving for a down payment, or whatever it may be. You may not be ready when you initially go. And that's okay. You can work through those challenges, but it may take some work. It may take some sacrifice on your part. So I want you to be committed to the decision. But once you're committed to the decision, the first step is get pre-approved, which is also another question is, when should I get pre-approved? I think immediately. Once you know that you want to buy a home, go and see where you're at. Get a financial profile checkup is what I like to call it. Know your credit score, know what's on your credit, because there may be some hard no's and you may be able to position yourself. Only two things can happen. Either you're going to be told no, and then you'll get a game plan of what you need to do to get ready, or you'll be told that you are ready. And then if you're not, you can increase your buying power by either saving more money, improving your credit score so you can get a better interest rate, maybe a lower PMI or no PMI at all. So the first step is to commit to the decision, and then I would say get pre-approved as well. Another FAQ is, how long does it take to buy a home? Well, that depends. Right now we're in a hyper-aggressive seller's market, so some buyers are losing out on their first and second choice of homes, so that may elongate the process. But generally, if you're looking online and you can eliminate some homes that you want to tour from pictures and online in certain areas, then we say typically about 3 to 4 months is how long it takes. Because there's the education part that goes into it, so you learning the market, learning what's out there, learning what $200,000 gets you over here versus over here. You know, this one may be move-in ready, but it's an older home or a newer home. This one may have more land. This one may be closer to the interstate. All of them are $200,000, but each one of them has different features. So really, you have to understand the market, and that's going to take looking at a few houses. And of course, pictures are great, and they do a lot with digital with professional photography, but there's still nothing like walking through the home. So learning the layout and being able to decipher the floor plan from the pictures also takes you going out and looking at a few homes. But from the time you find a home and put a contract and have an accepted contract, normally that process is about 30 to 45 days to be able to close on your home. Another frequently asked question is, what kind of home can I afford? Well, that's going to depend, once again, that's why that pre-approval process is so vital, because that's going to depend on your loan type. You know, is it FHA, conventional, VA, are you doing down payment assistance, etc. And another reason why that's so important is to know what type of home you're looking for. Is there certain area restrictions where we need to eliminate certain areas because of the loan type you're looking for? So what kind of home you can afford really is going to depend on that pre-approval process and the loan type that you have. But after that, once you have a pre-approval process, you can buy anything at that pre-approval or below. So because you approved for $200,000, that doesn't mean you have to spend it. You can buy a house for $180,000. Now you don't get the $20,000 extra, you know, but that's up to you. And that's where sitting down and make sure you talk with your lender and realtor about your plans and be honest about your financial situation, because we never want to put you in a situation to fail. I don't want to sell you a house and then you lose it in 2-3 years because it was at the top of your budget and life happened. I would be doing a disservice. So we really want to make sure we're sitting down and going over these things so we have proper information to advise you based on your plans for the future. Another frequently asked question is, can I buy and sell a house at the same time? Yes, you can. Our closing that we had this week was they sold one house and they were the sellers on a closing at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then they were the buyers on a closing at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And funds got wired from one to another so that way they could afford the down payment on that house. So it takes planning. It takes everybody working together, the lenders, the attorneys, the real estate agents and everything. So that's a smooth process. But yes, it is very possible to buy a home and sell a home on the same day, or sell a home and buy a home on the same day. Another FAQ is, once I'm under contract, can I back out of a deal? You can always back out of a deal. However, there will be consequences depending on when you back out. Now, if you do it during the due diligence period, then you have that right based on the contract, or if you do it because the house didn't meet one of the contingencies wasn't satisfied, whether it be an appraisal or finance contingency, you can certainly do that. But if you're past that and the day before closing you decide to back out, you can do that. But it may cost you financially, and then the seller may even have the right to go to arbitration or litigation. So that's not to scare you, but just know the consequences of those decisions. Has it happened before? It certainly has. But know the consequences of the decision and the ramifications of what backing out is going to mean for you now and then moving forward. But we never want you to make a decision you're not 100% comfortable with. Can I trust my real estate agent? When this question came in my inbox, I was very surprised. You definitely want to work with a real estate agent you can trust, as well as a lender. I mean, this is a big decision that you're relying on their expertise and their guidance to help you with. So you don't want to work with someone you can't trust. And if you feel like you can't trust them, then I recommend talking with their broker and potentially getting another agent. Because most of the time, a house is the biggest purchase that most people make. And so you want someone you can rely on, someone you can trust, someone that has a guarantee, as we do at the Newton Group. Whether you're a buyer or seller, we have a guarantee. So it's important that you investigate that agent that you're working with. And sometimes that's why it's not always best to work with family or friends, because sometimes that can sour the relationship moving forward. And we wouldn't want one transaction to end a lifelong friendship or family relationship because, you know, it was a aunt or brother or whoever, and the situation didn't go well. So just be very careful when choosing a real estate agent. And when in doubt, always choose the Newton Group. Another FAQ is, what kind of market are we in? I think if you haven't been living under a rock for the past 6 months, you know, because it's on the news programs, it's on radio shows. I talk about it every week, every month in my market updates, but we're in a very aggressive seller's market. Seller's market means that inventory is low, so there's not enough houses, there's not enough supply for the demand that we have. The interest rate's low, we have a lot of buyers in the marketplace. We represented a buyer. We put an offer in. It didn't get accepted, and the agent told us there was 25 offers on the property. 25. On one of our listings, we had 10 offers in 3 days, and most of them were over offer, but 3 of them were all cash. So this is the kind of market that we're in. And if you've been looking online or on a website, then you see how quick things are coming off the shelf. If you look at it today, some things are being sold in hours. Definitely in days if it's priced right. So there's a difference between the buyers and the seller's market, but right now we're in the seller's market, which means that they are getting pretty much list price, if not over. They aren't really giving concessions, and things are going super fast. So you, as a buyer, need to be ready and prepared for that, and there's strategies. Check out our video on YouTube. There's strategies that you can position yourself to stand out among multiple offer situations. So these are just some of the FAQs that home buyers have. Now, we weren't able to get through all of them in today's video, so we'll be doing another one as well, so stay tuned for that. But please don't hesitate, once again, to check out all of our video content on our YouTube channel. And if you have a question that's not answered, reach out to us. If you have a topic you want us to discuss, please let us know. We love, like I said, we do this video for you. So we love feedback and interaction from the public to know what you want to know, so that way we can get you that information. Once again, my name is Antonio Newton with the Newton Group at Coldwell Banker, and thank you so much for watching today's episode of Time to Talk Tuesday. I look forward to seeing you next week.
This episode of Time to Talk Tuesday was brought to you by the Newton Group at Coldwell Banker, where nothing works until we do. Look for our episodes every Tuesday where Antonio Newton discusses the local market and common issues while providing quick solutions, creative ideas, as well as tips for investors, home buyers, and homeowners. If you'd like to reach out to us, we can be reached online and on land at area code 803-608-2597. So until next time, here's wishing you all fair winds, following seas, and gentle tides.